Hey guys, Spec 5901. Sorry I haven't uploaded anything lately. It's just, I have 3 jobs. That should give you some kind of idea of what time I have to play games anymore. 3 jobs, but anyway, I am quitting one of my jobs. I'm gonna quit my night job, so I will have a lot of time in between to upload stuff like that. But I still want to keep one of my other jobs at GameStop. But anyway, I have a lot of requests that I haven't answered yet, and I want to answer some of them right now since I have time to do so. I was asked how I level up my Mage healer. So this is it right here. When I level her up, now I only did this to level 17. Because after you get to level 17 you can start wearing your higher higher end downloadable pack, the Mage pack and stuff, and Isabella is wearing that one. I didn't give her a helmet. I wonder why I didn't give her a helmet. Oh yeah, I did give her a helmet. But anyway, she's wearing it as well. Now I didn't give her any weapons, but I didn't even hook them up anyway. That's Bethany right there. As you can see, I'm playing a Mage and I have Bethany because I just put in a console command to get her back. If you were planning to do so, make sure that you get Varric before you put in that code, or it just messes up the game. But anyway, how I load my character, it all depends on what you want to do with your Mage. If you want to do a little DPS, then you want to go into a lot with magic. Now, if you haven't had any of your, extra attribute points from getting it from books, or any side quests or whatever, then when you reach to 17, you should have 50 total attribute points to put in. I would put in level willpower up to 30 and put the rest into magic. Now, if you were playing it on normal and below, then you will not need that constitution. Then if you were playing on hard or nightmare, I would definitely put some into constitution. Now, I believe there's about 20 bonus points, attribute points, that you can get total. You could put some into Constitution if you want. If you were playing it on Nightmare, I'd recommend you putting some into Constitution. But I would definitely only use the bonus attribute to put those in there. There's been a lot of arguments on the forums. I don't know if you guys read the forums, but I read a lot of it, and it's funny how these guys fighting with each other. You should put bonus points into it, and then some people would say, well, you can just add those points when you level and then use the bonus points to level up your stats later on. It comes out evenly. But anyway, whatever you decide to do, it's your choice, it's your game, play it however you want. But yeah, I would definitely put it all the way up to 30. Now, I haven't used all of my magic. I haven't drained any of my mana, having 30 willpower and just boost the rest up to magic. Now, with my particular Mage right now, though, I am more of a support healer. You could go into DPS if you want. If you want a little bit of crowd control, then I would go into Primal. If you were thinking about going to DPS or something like that, Primal would still be good as well, because the Chain Lightning, the Tempest, I would not recommend you using the Tempest all that often if you were playing it on Nightmare, because that will draw a lot of aggro to you and you will die. The elemental tree is, of course, a lot of, you know, it's a lot of damage. Now, if you were playing on the console, I would recommend either going to the ice spell and stick with that, or going to fire and stick with that. I would not recommend you going all out of that tree, because you really don't need that. You basically want to spend your points wisely. Okay, and as far as companions with Isabella, I'd like to give her these abilities right here and go all the way to Twin Pain. That should be enough. Now, I really like to upgrade the Twin Fang as well, but I save that for later. You know, because all it does is just gives you 10% less cooldown. Okay, you really don't need it right now. If you are going up, you know, higher than, I believe, before the last couple downloadable content came out, I think you can go up to all the way to 21 or 22. I can't remember exactly. But after that, make sure you give her the stealth ability so she can get out of trouble. You really don't need the evade. You can get it later on. But then again, if you were playing on Nightmare, I recommend you giving her evade, because that will help her from not dying. And as for any world class, I always give them blindside. I tend to try to give them the twist of the knife, and all the way to follow through. Now, but like I said, that will be later on. You definitely want to make sure you come in here and get speed. That is all you need. Just make sure you grab that speed. And then what I do from here is I would get pretty much all of her special abilities in here, because I mean, you guys should know these abilities by now. The game's been out quite a while. Will you need to upgrade all of these? No, you won't need to upgrade all of them. I mean, half the time she doesn't even use half of these abilities. So plan accordingly. You know, I would definitely upgrade below the waistline, because she uses that ability a lot, and upgrade this right here. I'm pretty much done with that tree, and then, you know, I have 3 points left right now, because at level 17 your whole party should be unstoppable. Okay, as far as backstab, Isabella does use a lot of backstab, so I would definitely upgrade this to murder. I would definitely do it, because Isabella uses this a lot. If you were playing a rogue, you will use this backstab abilities a lot, but once you get to level 17, especially playing on the console, there is a better ability than the backstab. I think it's called Vengeance, or yeah, I think it's Vengeance. But I would definitely go with murder, and then you want to come out here and grab one of these, so Isabella can you know, not run out of stamina. So I would definitely go with follow through. But if your Isabella is not running out of stamina, then I would pick twist the knife, because she will crit after crit after crit after crit. It's ridiculous how much she crits. But you know, as for right now, I'm just gonna make sure she doesn't run out of stamina, because I haven't actually, you know, play this through, because this was my level 6 character. The way that you want to put her attribute points, like I said, keep in mind that if you were playing normal and below, you won't need any points in the Constitution. If you're playing on hard or nightmare, put some points into Constitution. If you can play Nightmare without putting any constitutions for your party members or your main character, you're a badass. You need to win an award for that. And I also like to see that playthrough. Anyway, Um, since I have armor equipped on her, I'm just gonna go ahead and say maybe she's got about 2 to 3 points uh, attributes added on to her. But what you want to do is I think the highest dexterity for the best weapons in the game for bro class is 41, or it might be a little higher than 41. But I'm not sure. Um, but I usually just get her to 40 and use my armor stats to boost the rest so she can get to equip those weapons. And everything else is going into Constitution. I mean, not Constitution, but Cunning. If you level up again, put everything in Cunning. Um, like I said, just make sure what weapons you want to use for her and level her dexterity accordingly. I haven't played this game in a while, so I don't even remember which weapons she's gonna be able to get. But anyway, I'm just using the DLC one anyway. But so done with that. As far as Avalene goes, I mean, all you really need for her is just about 30 strength. That will give her the ability to wear most, if not all, of the armor that comes. It might be anywhere between 32 to 34 strength. But like I said, use the armor, use your accessories to boost up some of those stats so that she can equip it. And everything else is going into Constitution. That's it. I mean, you want her to have all that Constitution. 50 Constitution should be good. And I'm just gonna put the rest up to strength because, really, I mean, you don't need Avalene to be doing a lot of damage anyway. You want Avalene to be holding aggro while your teammates, especially Isabella, with her ability for blindside and other abilities to just crit enemies like crazy. If Isabella is one-on-one focusing a target, she will bring that target down slower if blindside doesn't kick in. So you definitely want Avalene to have all the aggro, and and of course to be able to take that punishment. Now, the way that you want to level her, you can level her any way you want, really. As long as you don't go crazy and go into the Battle Master, and you only need some points in the Vanguard if you really wanted to. You don't need to, but you can. The Warmonger it's all right, but all you really need in this tree really is the bravery and the taunt. You definitely want to go to the defender, and you definitely want weapon and shield. So I would focus, between these 3 trees. But if you auto level her, crap, didn't mean to get out of that. If you auto level her, you can see that they went and picked out these 2 trees, which would be very good for her. If you level up anymore, I would go down to the taunt and get that for her. But I'm just gonna go ahead and stick with this. I usually level her up myself, but I'm just gonna show you. I just showing you, if you auto level her, it's just gonna pick all the abilities that she needs to be a pretty badass tank. She just don't have taunt right now, unfortunately. And as for my sister, I mean, we're playing 2 mages. What I like to do, I always play my game on Nightmare. So, and of course I have a mod that gives her, all of the abilities for the mages if she wanted to. I just gave her the Spirit Healer, just to experiment. I think I was playing with a mod where it gave my character glowing eyes, so I think that's why I have the Spirit Healer for her. And she had blue glowing eyes. But since my character is a support mage and curses, Bethany might as well be an all-out DPS mage. Like I said, if you playing on normal and below, you won't need rock armor for her. Not at all. She will get some aggro, but you won't need it. Your character should be able to heal through that. You know, I shouldn't have to tell you, which DPS tree to go down to, because it's pretty much obvious. If you're playing on Nightmare or something, I would get her the rock armor. I would definitely go down and get these elemental shield, boost all of these up. If you're playing on Nightmare, make sure you get her well, you're gonna have to get the Mind Blast anyway, but you don't have to upgrade the Mind Blast, because that will give her aggro and it'll backfire on you. You really don't need barrier, but I would definitely go down and get the Arcane Shield for Bethany. The Spirit Tree does do a lot of damage. If you were planning to go into this tree, make sure you upgrade the Death Siphon to the Death Vortex, because you will get a lot of mana and health back. A lot. As far as the sustainability goes, I mean, come on. You don't waste that much mana to sustain that ability. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go all out DPS for her. And what I usually do is I like to have her with a little bit of crowd control. I don't, however, give her Cone of Cold, because that could backfire on you if you're playing on Nightmare mode. And if you guys don't know, Nightmare mode will have friendly fire. So plan accordingly of what kind of DPS mage you want if you're playing on Nightmare. But just, since I think I have this on hard right now, because I want to show you guys some combat, and I don't want it to take too long. But anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and level up Bethany with the Promo. Gonna go in here and get the Promo abilities. Now the Chain Lightning is very, very good. I'd like her to have that Tempest. The Petrified is good, but I'd like to upgrade the Stone Fist more than the Petrified, so I can get this ability right here. And after that, she is done in Promo. Now, as of right now, I am playing this on hard. I don't think it's gonna be too hard, so I shouldn't need any of the defensive abilities at all. So I would definitely go into this tree and get some DPS from it. Like I said, if you playing on Nightmare, do not get Cone of Cold. The Firestorm is nice because when she usually casts that, enemies are way out there. I mean, make sure when you get this Cone of Cold, do not put it in her tactic for her to use if you're playing Nightmare, because she will end up freezing the crap out of your party members. Now I am gonna go ahead and give her 40 willpower and the rest into magic. You want something as a DPS mage, you want around 40 and all the way up as high as you can with magic. That way, if you level up any more than 17, which you will be doing some deadly damage. Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and do some one of the downloadable content and show you guys some of the combats and how this spec for the whole group works. So be back with more. See ya.